Right now, there's something you know you should be doing, but you're not doing it. You've told yourself that it's just because you're lazy or you lack discipline or you're not trying hard enough. But none of that is true. Every man who says he's got a discipline problem is unknowingly lying to himself, because you have the pain of not doing it and the pain of doing it. And right now, whatever you're avoiding, not doing it is winning. Every time you avoid a hard task, your brain is running a cooked cost-benefit analysis, and your results are coming from that. What's happening is it's just a calculation. And in this video, I'm gonna show you how it's rigged, and also more importantly, show you how to rig it in your favor. Most men think they have a discipline problem, but it's not. It's just they have pain and pleasure that are just mixed up around the wrong way. If you're not doing something, you have more pain attached to doing the thing and more pleasure attached not to doing it. And if you're doing something, you have more pain attached to not doing it and more pleasure attached to actually doing it. And that's all it is. It's just a skewed equation. Most times we don't even know this. And it's got nothing to do with character. It's not that you're lazy, or most likely it's not that you're lazy or you're lacking discipline or you just need to try harder. Maybe there's a small element of that. But basically it's like you have more negative associations attached to the thing that you want, and that's why you're not doing it. Why would you go after something if you think it's going to give you more negatives, more discomfort than not doing it? It's human nature to not do that. Avoid pain, seek pleasure. So our brain is naturally wired like this. It's built to see what's going to be the cost for you in the short term right now. So if you think about working out, the pain of working out might be a bigger cost than the pain of not working out, because the pain of not working out, you don't pay that cost until later on. You have the pain of going to the gym and putting in the effort and the discomfort that's involved with that, and training hard and getting a sweat up and all of that, which can be some uncomfort. That's a cost. But the cost of not going seems so small at the time, because our brain doesn't look for horizons, it looks for immediate threats. That's what it's wired for. And so we don't see that. We don't see the cost of that. I don't know how many times I've seen men come into our programs, or I've been talking with them, and I'll be like, where will you be in 12 months time? Some of them say I won't be here anymore, or they won't be in a relationship or anything like this. And I'm like, okay, cool. So it's quite urgent to do something. They're like, yep, 100%. And then when it comes to actually do it, they go, oh, the cost is too much, or it seems too much. And I'm not saying necessarily the cost financially, but it's like they see the cost of doing it, but they don't see the cost of not doing it. And because that immediate cost is right now and not that, this one is the one that gets made the decision about. That's all it is. But what if you had this brought to you right now, where the long-term cost, if that was brought to you right now, it would be completely different. There's a cost of doing it, there's a cost of not doing it. The cost of doing it generally is a short term, and so we see that. We don't see the other cost of not doing it. It's because sometimes that's compounded and we don't see that until later on. But when you can go, okay, cool, this is what's going on for me right now. I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to do these things. I've just got to create more positive associations to that rather than negative ones. And then discipline isn't even a thing. A lot of people say I'm quite disciplined. I think I'm just normal. I used to struggle a lot with eating. I had binge eating disorders. I used to starve myself, shove my fingers down my throat. It took me a long time to get better at eating, and I would restrict myself so much that then when the time comes when I had anything, even if it was just a tiny little bit, it set something off and I just wanted to eat everything. It was like an all or nothing situation for me. But I so desperately wanted to get over this. So I created so many negative associations to me eating that stuff. I went deep and I went through what's all of the sugar, how does that affect your body? How does that mess you up? And I went all of the saturated fats and the trans fats and all of the things that aren't so great for you. And then the lack of nutrients. And I went so deep into that and created so much pain of me not eating clean and of me not working out, that now I just do it. It's like I've created that identity now of like, this is who I am, because I've got so many positive associations to doing the thing, to doing the task, to eating clean, to not drinking, to working out daily. And I don't think I'm disciplined. It's just who I am. When you can create these negative associations, you can rig it into your favor and you literally be able to follow through with anything. Most men, they say they want to do something and they let themselves down. But every time you say that, you just erode your self-worth. You erode your self-confidence. The people around you, they don't see what's going on inside of your head. They don't see the war that's going on or the fight that's going on. You want to take your partner out for dinner and you're thinking to yourself, yeah, I'm going to do this. We're going to plan date night. and all of that's running around your head, but then it slips your mind. And then a little bit later on, it comes to Friday night and you're like, oh, we're gonna do this. You have the intention there of like, I was actually gonna do this. I was going to take her out and have this date night and plan all this stuff, but I didn't. And so you have the intention of it, but all she sees is there's nothing happening. She doesn't know what's going on inside of your mind. And so people see your patterns, people see what you do, they don't see your intentions, or they see what's going on inside of you. They'll only see you following through. And if you say that you're gonna do something and don't do it to others, they're not gonna be able to trust you. It's easy. Like if I said to you, I'm going to do this tomorrow and I'm gonna do this next week and then this next week, and then each time it comes and go like, oh, I didn't get to it, I'll do it next week. And then next week comes and goes, oh, I didn't get to it, I'll do it next week. And it keeps going like that. You'll go, well, he's not gonna do it. I don't trust him to do it. Of course, you don't trust me for doing that now. This is the same thing that happens with us. We've let ourselves down so much that we just expect us to let ourselves down again. And that's the problem. That's the thing where it's like, why do I even try? Because I know unconsciously I'm going to just fail again, or I'm not gonna do it. And we set all these things. If you say that you're gonna do something, do it. If you know that you're not going to do it, don't say you're gonna do it. Say that you're not gonna do it. Don't commit to something if you know that you're not gonna do it. That's the number one thing that's gonna allow you to trust yourself more. Most men, they don't trust themselves because they don't trust that they can follow through on things. And if you can follow through, you'll start trusting yourself, and the cycle, momentum cycle, success cycle will just keep growing and get better, and you will start trusting yourself and you'll follow through, and it will just flow on. Another piece to following through is to not shrink your goals or your dreams, but to shrink the entry point. A mountain looks massive when you look at it, but you just take one step at a time. So many people, they see a big task that they're gonna do and they're like, how do I tackle this? It leads to procrastination and there's no clear steps, and they put it off, and scrolling TikTok seems so much better than actually doing it. So it's like, what's the smallest step you can do? Have you ever been putting something off, but then you just get stuck in and do it, and then all of a sudden it was much easier than you thought, and you got through it, it was quicker and easier, and you're like, why was I putting it off for so long? This is the exact same thing. You just got to get a small little piece. Think about building IKEA furniture or putting like a little model together. You look at the instructions and you go, right, what's the next step? And then it's get this screw and put this here and this here. And so you do that. And then you go, right, I've done that. Now I go back. What's the next step? And then you do that. And then you do the next thing. And you just keep doing those little steps, and all of a sudden you've built this bit of furniture or you've built this model. But why do we not do that when it comes to our goals and our dreams? We have a goal, we have a target, we have a task, and we try and tackle the whole thing. It's like, make the entry point the smallest little thing that you can do. Just take the next logical step, the most smallest little thing that you can do, and celebrate that, because then you get a sense of achievement. A lot of times we don't feel like we're achieving much because we have bigger targets. Every single day I have tiny little tasks inside of a big task, and I break them all down. And so when it comes to time, be like, what have I done? I'm like, cool, I've done this, done this, done this. Each time I tick it off, I get a little hit of dopamine. And it's like, yes, I'm achieving more. Yes, I'm achieving more. Yes. And I keep following through because the momentum cycle keeps growing, and I feel like I'm moving ahead and I'm achieving things and I'm making progress. If you've ever had a big day and you've accomplished so much, how good do you feel at the end of the day? You might have had a big day where you feel like you didn't accomplish anything, but it was a big day, and then you look at it like, oh, well, I didn't really feel like I did anything, but I just did all these little things. You did so much more than what you realize, you just haven't acknowledged it. When you can create and break down all of your tasks and shrink them into small little steps, like one Lego block at a time. What's the next Lego I'm gonna put on? What's the next block? What's the next block? What's the next block? That in itself is going to allow you to start breaking things down and start achieving so much more, rather than procrastinating and putting stuff off. It's one of the simplest things, and so many people don't do it. After you break down all of your steps, you know exactly where you're going. You're like, it's all broken down into small little steps. So you've got your entry point. Once you've done all of that, we get to rig this in your favor. Now you might be looking at other men and be like, they're just so much more disciplined than me, but they haven't out-willed you. Willpower is only temporary. We only have so much of it. What they have done is rigged it in their favor. I've got so much negative associations with me not doing something, and I've got so many positive associations attached to me doing something. Sometimes people do this consciously, or sometimes people do it unknowingly. They've just unknowingly done it. Pain is a very powerful motivator. It's something that we avoid, and so let's use that to your advantage. The simplest thing I can say is, if you're not achieving the thing that you want, you have so much negative associations attached with that. Otherwise you would have been there already, or you'll be making progress. If you're not making any progress, if you're sabotaging, if you feel like you're taking a few steps forward and coming back, then you still have so many negative associations attached to this and more pleasure attached to where you currently are. We just need to switch that around and rig it in your favor. Once you do that, you'll start following through and start achieving so much more. Discipline isn't about winning the fight in the moment, it's removing the fight before it even starts. It's like, this is what we're doing. We're creating more negative associations with where you are, more positive where you want to go. So then you don't have to be disciplined in the moment and go, oh, I'm lying in bed, I need to get up and go work out. No, you've already removed it. That's what discipline is. If you want to learn how to do this, I've created a process that you can take through. Find one of the things that you're not doing, something that you're putting off, and you go through. There's a number of steps that you can just go through. It's a process. You go, and we're going to create more negative associations with where you are and more positive with where you are, and you'll be rigged, and you'll be much more likely to go ahead and follow through with the thing that you want. If you want that, down below there'll be a link to my Instagram. Go message me and send me the message discipline, and I will send you that process. And as always, if you have any comments, if you have any questions, drop them down below. I read every single one of them, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Don't forget to share this with someone that you feel like they need to hear this. Make sure you get that process. It's a powerful little process, and I will see you in the next video.